Our plan to get to Central Asia was set, and it involved driving through Georgia and Russia. But more on Russia later. Georgia, nestled between Europe and Asia, is known for the spectacular Caucasus Mountains, its rich culture, and wine. Many people don't make it to the remote desert area located in the far southeastern corner of the country. We were intrigued and we had time, so that's where we headed first. We're a family of 4 going around the world on a 5-year overlanding journey. This is Jane, our Grenadier, and we live here in our off-road trailer. Along the way, we'll be sharing stories to support projects that preserve and protect our wild earth. I know I said we were headed to the desert, but along the way our curiosity led us to a rather interesting spot, like nowhere we'd ever been before. Big Shiraki was built in the 1950s and used as an airbase during the Soviet-Afghan War. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, the airfield was given to Georgia, and all of the fighter jet planes were relocated, except for one that got left behind. The airfield has been left abandoned ever since. Nature is slowly taking over the area, and other than a few shepherds and their grazing animals, it is completely deserted. It's strange to say, but it was a really beautiful area, the way the hangars had all rusted into different colors, and the blanket of green that covered each one. The snow-capped mountains sat in the distance, and we really enjoyed exploring this area. We're headed to Bashani Nature Reserve. It's a really remote area. In some parts of the park, the nearest town is a few hours away, so it just means we have to be a little bit more prepared. Explore.
So we just need to stock up on food, take a load of fuel with us, fill the jerry cans. I'm actually going to fill, we've got these, they're a new product, giant loop armadillo bags, and the idea is that we can carry fuel as and when we need to, but when we don't, we can roll them up and they just fit in the back of the car. So I'm kind of looking forward to using them and seeing how durable they actually are. And then electric, water, we've topped up as much as we can, so we're ready for a week out in the bush.
It's mating season for the vipers, so we just have to be a bit more mindful with where the kids go to play. Generally they run away if they hear you, but you never know. You have to get to a hospital within a few hours if you get bit by this particular snake. It's very poisonous. So it's not something to really joke around with.
The snakes run.
What? We've got some really cool tracks to explore, and it should definitely be an adventure.
Cut! Yeah, because you said when you come near, the snakes run away. I try my best not to laugh. These two like the joke. You like that joke, didn't you?
I was trying to figure out, but I didn't even actually get the joke until you've explained it to me.
Yeah,
that's why I wasn't laughing.
You can say that in the video.
Well,
you can just say that I didn't actually get the joke till Matt explained afterwards.
In the dictionary, does it say you have to have legs to run? What would you say? They slither away?
Yeah.
Okay.
Snakes slither.
Okay. They slither away. Huh?
These are the giant loop armadillo bags. They're designed to carry 5 US gallons, which is almost 20 litres. And we'll stick it on the top of the trailer. I'm just going to try one for now and see how it all goes.
Vashlavani National Park is located in the easternmost part of Georgia and runs along the border with Azerbaijan. A permit is needed to enter the park, and there are numerous checkpoints along the way once you enter. There are hundreds of dirt tracks to explore, and it's best to do so in a 4x4. None of the tracks were too technical, but make for a bumpy and slippery ride even when dry. When it rains, the dirt turns to clay, and the condition of the roads deteriorate very quickly, turning into a slippery mud pit with very high chance of getting stuck. The unique landscape makes you feel like you've been transplanted to the wadis of Oman or the Great Plains of Africa. It's a vast area with a semi-desert climate and home to a large variety of wildlife: bears, wolves, lynxes, jackals, vultures, and more. What we were most concerned about, though, were the vipers, as we were warned about them each time we met the military or rangers along the way.
Deep breath, gonna take the first step, so now here we go. So long, look how far we've come, further than you know. Feel the rush, electric to the touch, gold is in the blood. When it comes, everything will change, we won't be the same.
We had a window of dry weather and dry roads, making our stay in Vashlavani pleasant and drama-free. What a treasure Georgia has for anyone willing to make the effort to get there. The next section of tracks would lead us out of Vashlavani and heading west, hugging the border with Azerbaijan along the way. The proximity to the border meant we needed a permit for these tracks as well. We found this really beautiful camping spot. It's got like views from kind of all the different angles, but the border police said that we are too close, so we're trying to convince them that maybe they will let us stay, but we'll see. I don't know, we might have to pack up and move after we have dinner. Do we have to leave?
The border guards basically said around about 2 or 3 a.m. they get people swimming across the border, and that means problems, so they don't want us here. There's a 5k buffer zone, so we gotta go.
You like this, Charlotte?
You guys enjoy that?
Charlotte likes the off-roading. These are mud volcanoes. Over 100 of them are scattered throughout the area. And I didn't even know these existed until, well, the planning of this route. The bubbles that erupt from each volcano aren't due to heat, like you may think, but gas traveling through the thick mud. They aren't hot at all. The kids loved the volcanoes, and it was just so tempting for them to stick their hands in and play in the mud. We had to watch them really closely as they were looking for any opportunity to get a cheeky feel. Each volcano is like a painting, ever flowing and changing. They were beautiful, and I was feeling so inspired by these natural beauties, wishing I had my paint with me to recreate the lines, shapes, and colors. With enough time spent in nature, we can't help but be inspired by it, and the creator within us is revealed. For me, it's painting, writing, and crafts. We can't help but want to create something, one of the many gifts of nature. In the desert, it was really hot during the day, but up in the greater Caucasus Mountains of Georgia, where we were headed, it was a bit early for the summer season, and there was a chance that anything could happen where heavy rain, snow, or landslides could get in our way. But we were willing to give it a try. We have spent the last few days kind of just laying in the grass in the mountains and kind of regaining our energy because we had a pretty action-packed time in Bashani.
Just looking forward to getting up to the highest permanent settlement in Europe, seeing what it's all about. And you can already see on the way up here the way that a lot of the traditions have been maintained, and the architecture and the history.
And we are bringing the trailer with us so that we can wild camp.
The biggest problem with the trailer is obviously just turning around if we need to. But we're getting more and more used to being able to do that in tight spots. So our confidence level's growing.
Yeah, I mean, this time of year, because it's spring, there is a higher chance of landslides. I mean, landslides are always an issue in this area, but the snow is melting. So it should be fine because we've talked to quite a few people on the forums and that are here locally. And yeah, should be smooth sailing, but you never know. You gotta be ready for anything in the mountains. We drove through with no issues, but there was a lot of rockfall, so definitely not somewhere you want to stop for lunch. Walking around the small medieval village of Ushguli, sitting at 2,100 meters, felt like we had gone back in time. The impressive defense towers built between the 9th and 13th century decorated the village. Some of the most powerful empires of the past fought over this territory. Ushguli has survived over the centuries because of its isolation, harsh climate, and the fearless bravery of its people. In the past, the people of this village would sleep with the animals to keep warm in the winter. You can only imagine the smells, but gosh, it makes you realize that we're really so soft compared to how they would have lived here 100 or so years back. It was just really cool to walk around the village and imagine how life would have been. We found one of the most epic camp spots on the top of the hill right outside of the village, with views that took our breath away.
I've seen the mountains rise and seen the sunny shores. I've traveled miles away just to go a little more. I've met so many faces, but when I met yours, I knew I wanna hold on to you. I woke up to the sun and fell asleep to the sound of rain. I've seen the snow fall down and melt within the same day. Seen all the oceans rise and ebb and flow away. Through all this change I'm going through, forever looks good on you. Some souls you can't let go of, you don't wanna miss. Can't let them slip away between your fingertips. I wanna spend my whole life just like this, you and I, time after time.
We almost left early today to head back down to the town that's a bit lower elevation and a bit warmer. But we stuck out the gloomy morning weather and it was worth the wait because now we have beautiful blue skies and it's pretty warm. So it'll be a nice setting for dinner.
She's there.
We found this from the bottom of the hill and we brought it for a sleigh.
And where's it from? Where do you think this is from?
Someone's car.
The bottom of someone's car, yeah, we think they ripped it off, don't we? And they left it there. Thank you, Charlotte.
They thought they left it there because they thought we might want this.
I don't know about that.
And they wanted, and we want this.
Yeah, so Daddy thinks they broke their car and they weren't very happy and drove off. Okay, so we can clean it up, so we can clear up the rubbish, can't we? But first of all, we can have some fun.
Yeah.
So we're going to build a sled. Well, it's definitely baby slopes.
You have to keep your feet up.
So if it's shorter, then we can make a bum board.
Bum
So we turn a sled into a bum board.
board.
I think Daddy's too heavy.
We need more of a hill! Way! Nope. Daddy needs more of a hill.
I want the bump is flatter.
We did venture down to the track leading to a glacier, but as expected, the snow wasn't ready to let us pass just yet. We may not have been able to drive the epic passes Georgia is known for, but we made the most of it and got a good taste of what it has to offer. It just meant that we'll have to come back. When you are doing a road trip around the world, you do have to be ready for anything, and that also goes for visas and border crossings. And so when we were trying to decide how we were going to get to Central Asia, we were in Cyprus in winter volunteering, and we were just going in circles as to which route we were going to take. And things can just change day to day, and that was part of it. But the three choices that we had were to drive through Russia, put Jane and the trailer on a ferry from Azerbaijan, and then we would meet them in Kazakhstan. And then the third option was to drive through Iran. So the first option, Russia, we kind of just ruled out from the beginning because due to the geopolitical tensions going on right now, as well as the passports that we hold, American and UK, it's really hard to get a visa. And so you have to go to your home country, meaning Matt would have to go to the UK, I'd have to go to the US, and then you have to wait for a few weeks to hopefully cross your fingers and get it. There's a really high rejection rate. So that's why we kind of ruled that one out. And also just to mention, all three of the options were really expensive, so they were kind of on a even playing field from that perspective. And then what was the next one?
Yeah, so the next one is basically put the car and the trailer on a ferry. So you can go through Azerbaijan east to west, but you can't go west to east. This is overland with your own vehicle. So but you can if you put it on a ferry. So you put it on a ferry across the Caspian Sea, and then the idea is that we fly to Kazakhstan and meet it. Obviously the downside there is you're unnecessarily shipping, and when you ship you're running the risk of things being damaged, things being stolen, and And so it's not really an option we wanted to do, as well as the whole kind of port and the import and the export and the borders, and there's just a lot of administrative hassle with that. And then third one was Iran. Now, I've been to Iran almost 20 years ago and loved it. The people are amazing. I had an amazing experience, and I was really looking forward to taking Leah and the kids and showing them a similar type of experience. Unfortunately, again, due to geopolitical issues and our passports, the current situation is if you have a UK and a US passport, you have to have a guide with you, just like China, 24/7. And you also have to stay in government approved hotels and go on a set route. And that, to me, just kills the whole experience. I mean, it gets us from A to B, but it's not going to be what we're looking for, really. But anyway, we decided that was going to be the best option. So at the same time, it was my nana's 90th, and we decided that we were going to go back, and it would be a great opportunity to see friends and all the family all in one place.
So once we decided that we were going to go to the UK, I was laying in bed one night and I was just thinking, actually, now that we're going to be in London, maybe Matt could apply for the Russian visa. And if he gets it, then he would drive through Russia on his own. And me and the kids would just fly from Georgia, Tbilisi, the capital, to Kazakhstan, and then he would meet us there. And there just happened to be an international airport that was about a 5-hour drive from the border, so definitely doable. And that's what we decided on in the end.
So when Leah told me about this plan, I thought it was brilliant. It wasn't something I ever really considered. Obviously it was splitting the family again, which is not ideal, but it's only a short period of time. It made sense from a lot of different standpoints. I mean, ultimately I'd be the sacrificial lamb going through Russia. I've been to Russia a couple of times, so I wasn't too concerned. Obviously things have changed a bit now though. Tensions are much higher, and yeah, now it's kind of dawning on us, like, what's this actually going to be like, and is it the best idea? And we're largely committed now.
Yeah, we definitely thought, oh, this is the best plan ever. But now that we're getting closer to executing it, yeah, the nerves are setting in a little bit, and just questioning, like, you know, was this the best choice? Is this smartest idea? I mean, tensions just keep rising between Russia and the countries that we happen to be from. But we're still going to go through with it and hope that it all goes well.
That's about it. Nothing more to say.